other young musicians an opportunity that I had growing up. Hello, welcome to Thursday night or afternoon live today. And if we're just meeting, my name is Kelsey Lee Cate and welcome to my studio. You'll see I'm extra comfy tonight. I actually decided to use my swivel chair because it is just super comfy. And I have been playing around most of the day in the studio here with a beautiful, lush piano that I am super excited I'm sharing with you. I'm listening to it at the same time that you are, so I'm hearing the same sound, and it is just so inspiring. It is actually, in case you're curious, I'll show you. Wait. I apologize about that. I must have not actually copied over my lapel mic. How rude of me, sorry, over to that instrument. What I was saying, here, let me try this again. Okay, so now you should be able to hear me. What I was saying is this instrument is called the Yamaha CFX Concert Grand. It's a 9-foot it's a 9-foot Yamaha grand piano, and they sampled it at Abbey Road Studios, and it's just so beautiful. If you're a pianist and you're interested to take a look, I would just Google Garritan, Garritan, like so, and take a look, because it's a really, really special instrument, and it is so inspiring to play. There's so much functionality, a lot of different instruments you can choose from on this drop down. I'm just staying with a nice default setting for tonight or this afternoon, depending on where you're listening. So, yes, sorry about that, Grandma. So yes, this live stream is actually a much earlier one than my typical Thursday evening live streams, because there's a show or a worship night that my husband and I are going to, and so we will not be here at home, but I will also be live streaming this stream I'm doing now again at 7 o'clock. So if you're watching this on the replay, hi, thank you so much for joining me, and feel free to put a hello in the comments. I'd love to see you wherever you're watching from, and I will be sure to reply to you very, very soon. So, and hello to Pierre, good to see you, and to my grandmama. Hi Erin, good to see you. Thank you all for being here today. So I was just sharing a very demure version of my song Unspoken Prayer, and that song is just so relaxing, and the fun movement behind it. I always love feeling this movement and this cadence. It's like there's a momentum I jump into as I play. And today's momentum was more slow and methodical, but I just love playing that melody. And maybe later, if you're curious in the chat, I can tell you where that song name, Unspoken Prayer, came from. Hi Mark, good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So also, this is kind of fun. I love to play with different camera styles here, and so I added a view this time, so you're actually looking at my workstation, and what you're seeing on the screen is actually how I monitor my live stream. And yeah, so this is my desk setup. Here, I'll move over just a tad. So this is where I do all of my work. I edit from. That monitor sure looks small, but it's actually quite big. And that is what I do all of my editing from, and it's a wonderful widescreen. So anyway, I just thought it would be fun to show you more views of the setup. And this right here, I also included a view where you can watch the piano as I play different angles. So it's always fun to try different things. And also this is a fun view where you're actually seeing just the MIDI part. You guys, I'm not very techie. I would say I'm not very techie, but I actually was able to crop just this part of this instrument here, right there. And I was able to add that as part of a view. And I just think that one looks pretty elegant. But let me know in the chat what you think. It's fun to experiment, as it were. Hi, Heriberto. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me again. Oh, this is awesome. So I'm going to share, I'll be here probably until about 3:40 or 3:45, and then that will give me enough time to make sure I can upload this and have it available in Restream to be able to go at 7 o'clock. But let me know how you're doing in the chat, and if this is our first time connecting, please feel free to add yourself to my email newsletter if you're not so much a fan of social media. That's a really great way to stay connected with me, and my website is simply kelseyleemusic.com. Hi, Zach. Good to see you. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to play a song that's called Gratitude. That's my mood right now, is gratitude. Oh, Grandmama, I agree. These lower registers on this Geratin Yamaha CFX piano is so fun, and it's really fun to share with you. In case you're just joining on, welcome to my earlier than normal Thursday afternoon instead of Thursday night live. Glad you're here with me, or on the replay, hello. And if you say hello in the chat later, I'll be sure to make sure, that's doubly sure, that I will answer your comments when I get back, because my husband and I are not going to be home tonight. But I just wanted to be able to connect with you and to share music with you today. And if this is our first time meeting, because I've lately been having new folks, especially on YouTube, finding my channel, welcome. So glad you're here. And I am here in the Seattle area, Seattle, Washington, and in case you are actually interested to not only see me here in studio, but also performing in public, I will be doing so on September 15th, 22nd, and 29th. I will be live till 5, which is actually literally where I will be putting you on the left side of the piano, and I will be sharing music from the Bellevue Square Mall from about 4 o'clock or so until 5 p.m. Pacific. So mark your calendars if you want to join me. I'd love to have you with me. And it's very fun because you never know what you're going to get in person with people that come through. And sometimes some really special stories happen during those times. And speaking of special stories, I actually wanted to share a quick reel that I made that is it's pretty cool, and I'll just summarize it here. But I was just recently on a friend's podcast. His name is Joe Miller, and his show is called Titans of Transition. And his show is one where he talks with a lot of folks that have gone through a lot of different stories in their careers and in their passion projects. And he invited me to come on and share my heart and my story with music. And so we talked about music, it being a bridge, and how it's been a unique opportunity for me to be able to do that. So in case you're interested, if you go to my YouTube channel, you may already be watching this here, go to my playlist that's called Featuring Now. And you'll see a thumbnail with a precious young girl named Meryl, and you'll see a little bit more about her in this little short here. So I am actually not going anywhere, just scooching over. Here you go. One of the live streams, there was the sweetest comment. My little girl Meryl is here in the chat, and she loves your shoes. And that is how a sweet little story, little friendship began really. And years later, just a couple months ago, they brought their whole family. Frank and his wife, and then Meryl and her brother Holmes came. And so Frank and Sarah are watching their kids standing by the piano at the mall, and Meryl is much taller now, a couple years later. And what I love about moments like that is being able to give other young musicians an opportunity that I had growing up. So there you have it. The episode is called Connecting Hearts Through Music, and it is a really special episode, and I'm so grateful to Joe Miller for having me on his podcast. And what occurred to me after that as well is how many stories that I have just tucked inside me from all these memories and all the years, and I was thinking it would be really special to start unleashing those and actually sharing them once in a while with you. So I will do that here. I'll do it on social. I'll do it in my newsletter as well. So just stay tuned for more stories. I was going through my camera roll like, oh my goodness, there's so many cool moments, and I often will take pictures. I know I'm not the only one where you'll capture a moment, whether it's a photo or a video, but then you never actually share it. And so I'm actually going through my camera roll and seeing what can I harvest out, what can I tell as a story with music. So stay tuned. And if you are just joining me on this journey, welcome. So glad you're with me. Let me know in the comments whether you're watching right now live or on the replay. Let me know how you found me. Some folks are finding me just randomly with the algorithm. So I'm grateful to the algorithm for that. I'm going to share next. Well, actually, I'm going to switch this up here because I have actually been able to reduce the latency on my side, which is the delay. So when I'm listening to this instrument that you're hearing, in the past, there's been too much of a delay to actually be able to play at the same time, but I can. So now I'm going to play one of my songs, and this is actually one I haven't recorded yet officially, but it's one that in the near future will be recorded, and it has a cool story with it. And a couple people in the chat for sure know it. Let me know which camera angle is your favorite. It's fun. I've been playing with different angles here. I think I'm partial to either this one, oops, nope, yeah, or this one. I think this one is a cool and elegant one. Zach, I'm glad you like the new setup. Thank you. There's always changes happening. Do you like seeing the player piano underneath so you can actually see what the instrument looks like? Do you like the 3 angles? Let me know. I don't know if you noticed, but at one point I had to actually pull my in-ears out because apparently the latency is just a little bit too much for rhythmic stuff. So, such is tech. It's never the same as with an actual acoustic piano, of course, but it's very fun because for you, the audio doesn't change. So I know that the same 9-foot Garriton Yamaha sample is still there for you. So anyhow, please excuse the meter change a little bit, or it's more like the rhythm, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, the very beginning, because Aaron, I see that you were saying that this is, that you found me through the algorithm, which makes me super happy. This originally, I started in June 2020, and it was just a way to be able to still connect with family and friends during the pandemic. So there were a lot of times where I had gigs. I've performed in the Seattle area for many years, the Space Needle, Canless Restaurant, the Bellevue Collection, and a lot of these gigs actually, of course, slowed down or totally stopped during the quarantine time. So instead, I turned to social media, I turned to YouTube and started live streaming with more intent. And I created my live show, Thursday Night Live. And then when I started playing back at the Bellevue Square Mall, the Bellevue Collection, I started to live stream from there. And that's how Live Till 5 was born. So Thursday Night Live on Thursdays usually, and then Live Till 5 whenever I'm scheduled at the Bellevue Square Mall, which is usually 2 to 3 times a month. Both of those live streams really were born during the pandemic, which is fun. So it's sure, oh my gosh, wait, what do you mean the audio's gone? You can't hear me? Wait, are you sure? I see my mic here. Let me know in the chat real quick if you can't hear me, because if not, I have been talking and nobody can hear me. Okay. I don't know if you can hear me. I'm gonna try this view. Let me know in the chat as soon as you can, if the audio is still there. It should be there. So anyhow, that is a story, Erin, of how I started live streaming here, which is pretty fun. I love to talk about how it actually began. And okay, Anna Ruth can hear me. Hi, Ruthie, by the way. I love you, and of course you recognize this song as well, because my friends, Anna Ruth in this chat here is actually the one who played this melody. Here, I'll turn my mic off. And so on, and that was actually my processional, was the very beginning of this song. And sometime I'll share the story with you. I really need to actually do that more. I have to figure out how to share the story because it's so special that it feels like a live, just like a spur of the moment almost doesn't do it justice. I don't know. But anyhow, it's a very special melody that has a really precious story with it. And yes, Grandmama, that's right. I also played this at 10 Grands, and it's a show in Seattle that I did in 2018. Well, 16, 17, and 18 and 19 here in Seattle. And I did this, I performed this piece and told the story behind it, and then right after that, I was not expecting this at all, but my husband proposed to me there on stage, which is really fun. If you're curious, you can go onto the Featuring Now playlist on YouTube and see that video, if you're curious. But yes, Anna Ruth, you just did such a beautiful job that day on your violin as a solo voice singing that lovely melody, such a hope-filled melody. It was really special to be able to share that with you. Thank you for doing that. So special. And thank you, friends, for saying you can hear me. That helps. Hello to Jim. Hi, Andy. Good to see you. Oh, and I love this. So cool. So cool. Well, thank you for helping me and making sure that I can hear, or that you can hear me. That's more to the point. So I think I would like to play one more song for now, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit stop here, make sure I can upload this stream to my multicast platform, and then set it to also live stream at 7 tonight. So if you're a glutton for Thursday Night Live, maybe somebody can let me know if it actually worked. You can text me or whatever. That'd be awesome. And or not, whatever. And I'll check later to make sure. But I hope it works for those that are expecting music at 7. I'm going to play something that I know that I can actually play because it's not very rhythmic. Because, whoops. Oh, my ears. There we go. Because playing with an inspiring instrument is sure special. Let me know in the chat if you know what I mean. Playing an acoustic instrument versus a digital piano. There's just something about that resonance, something about that sweetness that's just precious. And that's how I started playing when I was little. I would sit and just listen to how 2 notes next to each other would. I would just kind of taste different notes together, and that's how I started when I was just very little, trying things out and playing things that made me happy and staying away from yucky different chords that were too loud or not very fun. And that's kind of how I started exploring with the piano. I was probably 5, and that's how it started. So I'm going to play with a replicated acoustic piano, and I'll show you in case you're just tuning in. This right here is my friend that I'm sharing with you. This is the full version of the Yamaha Garriton CFX piano, and this was actually sampled in Abbey Road Studios, and it's so beautiful. They have a really neat documentary, in case you're curious, to see how they actually recorded so many different nuances of this piano and how they made it accessible to the digital instrument world as well. So that's how I can share a very high quality sound with you. So without further ado, just a little fun jazziness to end our stream today. the very thought of you, and I forget to do those little ordinary things that everyone ought to do. I'm living in a kind of daydream. I'm happy as a queen and foolish though it may seem to me. That's everything. The mere idea of you, the longing here for you. You'll never know how slow the moments go till I'm near to you. I see your face in every flower, your eyes and stars above. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love. Ooh. I suppose another benefit of having the piano in my ears is I don't have it coming through my mic, which means I can sing, which is fun. I don't often sing during live streams, but I just was inspired. And what's kind of fun is my text tone whenever my husband David texts me is just the first little stanza of that, the very thought of you. And I know it's him, which is very happy. Well, friends, I need to make sure I can upload this, so I'm actually going to go ahead and shut the stream off for now. Thank you so sincerely for joining me. If you'd like to stay connected, a really great way to do that would be to visit my website, kelseyleemusic.com. I have an email newsletter that I send out occasionally, and also I will be probably in the next day or two sending out my September schedule, plus some fun little nuggets. So that's a great way to stay connected off of social. And yeah, but till then, God bless you. Have a great week, and I hope that you are inspired to create like you. There's only one like you in the world, and I hope that you are learning how to develop that gift that you have and share it with the world. God bless. I'll see you next time.